Class 218 on the Golden Doves were at the very, very bottom of page 129, the last two words. Again, reflecting, I know what we said before is that God's presence was revealed in Har Sinai to us, and it wasn't even through words. It was through speech, but it was through speech that didn't have phonetics, let's say. Um, and that's why there's two pesukim. Panim befanim diber Adonai imachem. That's with respect to the Jewish people. Panim el panim. With Moshe Rabbeinu, it says panim el panim, right? So it's a different type of presentness in the case of Moshe Rabbeinu than in the case of the Jewish people. So again, reflecting concern about the idea that the sense of a text may be transmitted by an angel or a messenger. So when Hashem speaks to the other Nevi'im, other than Moshe Rabbeinu, there could be an angel. Maimonides remarked in the same paragraph that the speech was apprehended without the mediation of an angel, right? In the case of Moshe Rabbeinu. So with regard to this specific sense, it was said, and God spoke to Moses, panim, face to face, panim al panim, right? Um, that's in the book of Shemot. I want to read to you the pasuk in Parashat Mishpatim. It says, Perek Lamed Gimel pasuk Yod Aleph. It says, "V'deber Adonai el Moshe panim el panim, kasher yidaber ish el re'ehu." Right, so that's panim el panim, and of course I made a mistake. It's not Parashat Mishpatim; it's Parashat Kitisa. I'm sorry. Right, that's Parashat Kitisa, obviously. And then you have in Zot HaBeracha. At the very end, it says, "V'lo kan navi od beYisrael kemoshe asher yeda'o Adonai panim el panim el." With respect to the Jewish people, it never says el panim. It says panim befanim deber Adonai imachem in Parashat Va'etchanan, right? So, with regard to this specific sense, panim el panim, which was how Moshe Rabbeinu experienced the presentness of God. And God spoke to Moses face to face, panim el panim, meaning presentness to presentness without an intermediary. The same applies to the passage, panim el panim, God has spoken to you. And this is what I was referring to. There's a misprint here, and I'm going to have to fix it because it says panim el panim, and it's actually supposed to mean panim befanim, deber Adonai imachem. So I'm just going to make the fix here, right? And be fanim bepanim, right? So that's very important. It never says panim el panim with respect to the Jewish people. It only says that with respect to Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, the same applies to the passage. Panim befanim, God has spoken to you. In another passage, this expression was further explained. You are hearing the sound of words, right? But you are perceiving no form temunah, only a voice. So again, there's a misprint here. It says Deuteronomy 14. It's actually Deuteronomy 4. Right? So it's V'daber Adonai alechem mitoch ha'esh. And then the pasuk says, Kol devarim atem shome'im utmuna enechem ro'im zulati kol. Right? So I just want to fix it again. Here we go. 4:12. Okay, this is an allusion to what was referred to before as face to face, panim el panim. And again, I would say this is panim befanim, right? Because the Jewish people never have panim el panim, it's always panim befanim, right? And my father actually taught me this in a private lesson, so I'm not just making this up. Uh, for those of you who might have a doubt, right? There's a difference between panim el panim and panim befanim. It was based on the Moreh Nevuchim, and also based on the Bi Avraham ben Rambam, I believe, as well. Okay. Similarly, concerning the passage, and God spoke to Moses. So the point is that When it says kol devarim atem shome'im utmuna enechem ro'im zulati kol, that's explaining what panim befanim means, presentness to presentness. So the presentness to presentness is that God is, you hear the sound of words, but you see no image. But the sound of words is actually a call. It's one single sound, right? What does that mean? I mean, you're synthesizing it because it's successive synthesis, but the successive synthesis is almost a different type where it becomes like simultaneous, right? That's why רואים את הקולות, right? So it's a little different than regular sound. Okay, and God spoke to Moses, panim el panim. The type of speech that Moses heard was described elsewhere as he heard the voice itself speaking to him. וישמע את הקול מדבר אליו, with Moshe Rabbeinu. The pasuk says, this is at the end of Parashat Naso, ובוא משה אל אוהל מועד לדבר איתו, וישמע את הקול מדבר אליו מעל הכפורת. You see, middaber, this is a medaber elav. It's not medaber elav, right? It's middaber elav be'ala kaporet. So he heard the voice speaking to him, right? From this, it should be clear to you that to hear speech without the mediation of an angel is designated by the expression face to face, panim el panim. So panim el panim is vayishma to call middaber elav. In the same fashion, we must understand, and my face will not be seen, ufanai lo yira'u vera'ita ta'chorai ufanai lo yira'u, to mean my presentness as it is, that is ad intra, will not be perceived. You can never perceive the presentness of God ad intra, but if you think about it, can you perceive the presentness of another person ad intra? Isn't that, therefore, one might say, part of the meaning of Selim Elohim? All right. Let's continue. Actually, let's stop here.